Sup fools, how's it going, and welcome to another video. And today we're going to talk about the question, where in Los Angeles should you live if you pursue filmmaking? Let's begin. I chose this topic today because I have this beautiful house in Malibu available to shoot different content, and that just threw me back because back in the days when I moved to Los Angeles, I thought here in Malibu that's the place to be if you pursue filmmaking or art in general. But very early on, I understood that everything in Los Angeles is very far apart, and if you are a filmmaker or freelancer, you have to go to sets or to your clients all the time. So basically you are stuck in traffic. Traffic is a big deal in Los Angeles. There's lots of traffic anywhere you go. So that's why I made a list for you to know if you're planning on moving to Los Angeles, which places to avoid and where you could actually move to. The most interesting one is Hollywood. You do not want to move to Hollywood. Why? Because Hollywood is very expensive, it's dirty, it's dangerous. So if you have equipment in your car or something, it's very likely or more likely to get robbed there than anywhere else. So don't move to Hollywood, neither to West Hollywood. Even though it's nicer, it's still very expensive and very far away from the places you actually want to go to. Same with Beverly Hills, there's almost no studios there and super expensive. And same with downtown. You don't want to move to downtown. It's just like Hollywood, it's very expensive and very dangerous. You don't want to live there. And then further south, Inglewood, I would not recommend. There's nothing there for you. It is more affordable, but there's still no studios, so no place to actually find work. And then we have Santa Monica and Venice, where it's nice to live, but still not many studios. There are some in Santa Monica, but not really in Venice. And the last one, Malibu. You don't want to live here. It is beautiful. I mean, look at that. But it's going to take you hours to get to studios. And if you're lucky enough to find some work in, I don't know, Warner Brothers or so, it's going to take you 1 hour and 30 minutes, one direction to get to work. So you're going to lose 3 hours every day just by commuting to work. Now there's a few places where I would recommend you to move to, and all these places are very close to each other. We have Studio City, North Hollywood, Sherman Oaks, VENICE, Burbank, Toluca Lake, and all these places are very close together, and all of the studios, the major studios, are up there. So if you live somewhere in this area, it's not going to take longer than 20 minutes to get to work, which is a major factor here in LA. Some of these places are more expensive than the other ones. North Hollywood is a little on the cheaper side. Toluca Lake and Studio City is a little more on the more expensive side, but a little nicer, less homelessness, and a little safer. So it's really up to your budget where you can live. VENICE is also on the cheaper side. Sherman Oaks is kind of in between, but in this area you definitely can live affordably, and it's still kind of close to the studios. And there's also Glendale or San Fernando, which is kind of a little further away, and Glendale is also more expensive, but it is very nice, and the Disney animation studio is in Glendale too. So definitely something to consider. Now there's also something to think about. What if you're a filmmaker or an artist who doesn't work for major studios? Like me, I work more so on social media or try to make myself independent. Where should you live then? I used to live in North Hollywood, very close to all the studios, where I almost didn't work at all. So it didn't give me any benefits at all. So in that case, I would move to areas where all those creators live. There's lots of creators in Hollywood, but most of them are also moving away because it is so dirty and because there's nobody around anymore. So there's really no value of living in Hollywood. They move to Marina del Rey, Reseda, Woodland Hills, and again, San Fernando. Woodland Hills and Reseda is kind of close to each other, but Reseda is more on the cheaper side. Woodland Hills are more on the pricey side, so it's up to your budget where you want to live. But definitely like Reseda, Winnetka, where I live, you definitely get more for your buck. So I have a very affordable house right now where I can shoot independently, which is my personal plan. I do not want to work for major studios. I want to work on my personal projects. That's why I pick a bigger house for less rent. This is why I moved there. And Marina del Rey is a little gamble. If you don't know anyone down there, don't move down there, but it's definitely nice, closer to the beach, and definitely find some cool locations. But always keep in mind, wherever you want to move to create your own content, stay away from the airports. That's why I would actually not recommend going to Venice, because there's the Venice airport. Don't go to Burbank or North Hollywood because there's a Burbank airport. In Marina del Rey, we have the LAX airport. So stay away from the airports, because I know if we shoot content, for example, El Hajj, every 20 minutes there's an airplane passing and we have to wait. Just like right now, there's a helicopter passing by, and now I have to wait until it's quiet again.
Get to the chopper!
So these are the places I would recommend if you want to move to Los Angeles as a filmmaker or an artist. And I hope that was helpful, because it would have helped me when I moved to LA. And one more tip, Los Angeles is very expensive, so if you need a roommate, go to roomie.com. It's very easy to find roommates. Me personally, I haven't found roommates there, but I know many people who found their roommates on roomie.com, so that can be very helpful for you if you look for someone to move into together. So that's it for this video. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and make sure to follow my other videos and all my vlogs and all this cool content I'm creating on this channel. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. And now enjoy the view with me.